Busy weekend at the box office.
Yeah, let's start at number 3, shall we? A lot of stuff coming out this weekend to mediocre reviews. Fame opened with number 3 gaining $10 million. The remake of the 80s show about some music and dance students. A lot of fanfare there. Surrogates, number 2 with Bruce Willis, sort of a futuristic thriller that made $15 million. Not a big haul for a Bruce Willis movie.
No, and it's kind of his typical Bruce Willis kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And when you look at what was number 1, it was the same one from last week. Cloudy
with a Chance of Meatballs?
Again!
Again?
It took in another $24.6 million.
I like this movie. It was pretty good.
Well, earlier on BT, I called it whimsical.
Ooh, did you see it?
Yeah, it's delightful.
It's good, you know, it's good for kids, it's good for adults. It's one of those things that, you know, there's adult jokes thrown into it, but Bill Hader from Saturday Night Live does an awesome job.
He's great in it, and I've always fantasized about, you know, the weather turning into food, and look at this, you run outside, there's like ice cream. And
you fantasize about ice cream being outside on your front lawn?
Totally, who hasn't? It's made $60 million in just 10 days. Good for them.
Nice work. All right, I like to hear that. Now, I like the sound of this thing. A Friends movie in the works?
Oh, this cannot be true. Okay, James Michael Tyler, you know the guy that plays Gunther? He played Gunther in the coffee shop?
Yeah.
He gave an interview with a British tabloid saying the Friends movie is in the works and Warner Brothers is trying to negotiate a deal with the original cast members. They're looking at a summer 2011 date. I don't think this is going to happen.
Well, they'd all be in their 40s by now.
Yeah, I don't
right?
think they would be able to retain that same chemistry.
No, and where do you take the plot, I guess, that because the show's been over for, what, 5 years now?
It ended in 2004.
2004, almost 6 years.
Yeah, by the time the movie would be on, it'd be 7 years. 10 seasons it was on for.
And is that too late, do you think, to make a remake of them? Have they waited too long to get on board? Like, should they have done this a couple of years ago?
I think so, yeah. I think they're too old now. It would have to be some kind of Sex and the City thing where they'd actually, 5 years later or something, they'd actually make it set in a future from the actual show. Because it'd be hard to capture that magic.
They've all done pretty well for themselves, though, considering, I mean, all 6 of them have really gone on to do other things outside of Friends when the thing was wrapped up, right? So
yeah, who can forget Ed with what was that monkey movie that Joey was in? I think it was just called
Ed.
Was it?
Yeah. Okay, maybe not Matt LeBlanc as much as the other guys.
He needs it, I think, the most of all.
That's probably right. Okay, now, this is the most shocking story from the entire weekend.
Yes, it was the season premiere of Saturday Night Live on Saturday. Megan Fox...
Conveniently enough.
Yeah, exactly. Megan Fox was hosting. U2 was a musical guest. But the big highlight of the night was cast member Jenny Slate, her very first show, and she was doing a biker chick skit with Kristen Wiig, and they were dropping all kinds of frickins and frackins and stuff, and things got a little confusing, and there was a bit of a slip of the tongue. Let's have a look.
You freaking just threw an ashtray full of butts at my head. You know what? You stood up for yourself, and I love you for that.
You're in my heart, babe. You're in my heart.
All right. I swear to God, I'll do anything for my first guest. One time, you freaking just threw an ashtray full of butts at my head. You know what? You stood up for yourself, and I love you for that.
You can actually pinpoint the moment that her heart explodes. Because she's realized what she's done.
And Kristen Wiig just keeps going.
Yes.
Now, this managed to get on the East Coast feed because it's live, but it was past 12:40. It was at 12:40, so they will not face a fine from the FCC. It was replaced with a freakin' for the West Coast people, but it went to air live on the East Coast feed with the F-bomb in there. With the exactly, but it's funny how the audience didn't even react either.
I was watching this at home on. I PVR'd it, so I watched it the next day, and I was just doing some things around the house, and I was like, "Did I just hear what I think I heard?"
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, yeah, I did. Don't think that was in the script.